Nobody believed her, until she looked under the bed that night. Fearful face. In a quiet neighborhood on the edge of the city, there lived a little girl named Emma. She was only 8 years old, with bright curious eyes and a brave heart. Emma lived with her mother in a small old house that had been in the family for many years. The house was peaceful during the day, but at night strange sounds often came from the walls and floors. Emma's mother always said, "It's just an old house making noises." But Emma felt there was something more. Every night when the lights were turned off, Emma heard soft tapping sounds under her bed. Tap, tap, tap. Sometimes it sounded like scratching. Sometimes like someone knocking very gently from below. She told her mother many times, but no one believed her. "You have a big imagination," her mother said with a smile. Emma tried to ignore it, but the sounds continued. One rainy night, the tapping became louder than ever before. Tap, tap, tap. Emma sat up in bed, her heart beating fast. She looked toward the floor under her bed. The room was dark except for the moonlight coming through the window. She wanted to call her mother, but something inside her said to be brave. Slowly, she reached for the flashlight beside her bed and switched it on. The beam of light shook in her trembling hand as she bent down and pointed it under the bed. Nothing, only dust, an old shoe, and a small wooden box pushed deep into the corner. Emma had never seen that box before. She pulled it out carefully. It was old and covered with dust, with tiny carved flowers on the lid. There was no lock, only a ribbon tied around it. The tapping sound stopped completely. Emma stared at the box for a long moment. Then she untied the ribbon and lifted the lid. Inside were old letters, a silver necklace, and a faded photograph of a young woman holding a baby. Emma gasped. The young woman looked exactly like her mother. She ran to her mother's room and woke her up. "Mom, look what I found under my bed." Her mother sat up sleepily, but the moment she saw the photograph, her face changed. She took the picture with shaking hands. "Where did you get this?" she whispered. "Under my bed." There was a box. Her mother stared at the letters, then slowly sat down. "These belong to your grandmother," she said softly. Emma had never met her grandmother. She had passed away before Emma was born. Her mother rarely spoke about her. With careful hands, Emma's mother opened the first letter. Tears filled her eyes as she read. The letters were written by Emma's grandmother many years ago. They spoke of love, hope, family, and dreams for future generations. One letter was addressed to Emma's mother. It said, "If you ever feel alone, remember that love stays in a house long after people leave it. One day your daughter will find what was hidden, and she will know she is never alone." Emma and her mother looked at each other in silence. "How did Grandma know about me?" Emma whispered. Her mother smiled through tears. "Because grandmothers know many things." They opened the rest of the box together. There were stories about family history, old recipes, memories, and kind advice for hard times. The silver necklace had belonged to Emma's grandmother, and inside it was a tiny hidden picture of the whole family. Emma's mother hugged her tightly. "I hid this box years ago when I was sad after losing her," she said. "I forgot where I placed it. I searched everywhere. But why was it tapping?" Emma asked. Her mother laughed softly. "Maybe the house wanted us to find it." From that night on, the strange sound stopped. Emma began reading one letter every evening with her mother. Each letter brought warmth into the house. They laughed at old family stories, cooked forgotten recipes, and learned lessons written by someone they had never stopped loving. The house no longer felt old or strange. It felt alive. Years later, Emma never forgot the night nobody believed her. Because sometimes, the scariest sounds hide the most beautiful secrets.